What's going on, guys? It's Noob603 bringing you the Battlefield 3 Close Quarters Donya Fortress Conquest Domination gameplay teaser breakdown. That is a mouthful. What I'm going to do this time, last time with the other Close Quarters DLC, we really focused on all the new weapons that came out. There are a few in here, and I will point out at least one that I thought was pretty important. Otherwise, I'm not going to focus on them. Instead, what I'm going to focus on is what I think is by far more important, is how the game is going to play, the overall pace, what you can expect in these close quarters, and just talk about generally what I think is how big this map is going to be based off what we can see from this trailer. A lot of people out there really aren't focusing on it, and I think it's really important because I really honestly think that's what DICE is trying to get across with this little teaser. Give you an idea of what kind of pace you can expect, definitely give us the best idea yet for the sheer size of this map, and maybe that will kind of give us an idea of what all of the DLC, all the maps in this DLC will be like for size-wise and playable area. So we're going to jump right into it. Alright, at this point, we get an idea of just how vertical the map is, and honestly, that is key with these maps. They're going to play vertically. Yes, they're going to be much smaller. I know that's a big concern for you guys, but honestly, I don't think you're really going to lose out on that much playing area. Yes, the overall area, as far as outside area, where the boundaries of the map are, will definitely be much smaller than what you're used to with Battlefield 3. However, because this game will be so much more vertical, and I'm seeing it in this map here with the underground tunnels with what looks like multiple tunnels, multiple stair sets, and what you'll see later on in the trailer, even though we're losing out on the outside boundary playable area, like size compared to other maps, I think complete and total playable area over multiple floors will actually make it fairly comparable to some of the smaller maps we're already accustomed to with BF3. With this screenshot, we can clearly see there's going to be 3 tiers of playable area. We've got the ground level, actually technically 4. We've got the sub-ground level in the tunnels. We've got the ground level in the courtyard. You can see off to the left right now, we've got the second level, and then where the flag is, up on the third level. Unfortunately, we can't tell just how much playable area we're going to get on that third level or even the second level, but to me, I'm getting a pretty good feeling that, again, going back to that whole overall playable area, outside dimensions or outside borders, not that big, but that may be made up for how much of each tier, each level is going to be played, what playable area they give us for all 3 tiers. If the third tier is just as overall playable area is just as big as the first and second and maybe even the basement, that's going to equate to possibly just as much square footage playable area as what we're accustomed to in the regular Battlefield 3 maps as it is right now. Alright, these 2 next screenshots are very, very important because to me, I really think they give us the best idea of what we're looking at for total playable area, not vertically, but linearly, where the outside borders are for the playable area. What you're looking at here is one of the left courtyards. Doesn't look that big. I have a feeling right now where the camera is positioned, we're on the very outside edge of the map. There's probably a huge retaining wall. As you can see, the stairs off to the left right now that go up and then 90 degrees up to the right. I'm assuming that wall comes a little more to the left and then right behind us where the camera is, and it locks off that. Now in this screen cap, we can definitely see this is just to the right. That elevated walkway we just saw in the previous image is right there on the very left of your screen. It's kind of broken up and stuff, but you can tell by judging it against all the windows that you see up on that 4th or 5th level. You've got a couple of the curved windows that you can just barely see in the upper left corner. Down a tier from that, you've kind of got that blank wall and then the 3 windows, big gap, and then you've got whatever it is. Almost looks like it could be a greenhouse up there. If you go back to the previous image, you can definitively see that is the same building. So it's just an elevated walkway that splits playable area from the left to this larger playable area on the right with the big courtyard in the middle. All right, here's the one weapon we're actually going to take a second to take a look at. This is the JNG-90. It looks to be a bolt-action sniper rifle. Don't have any information on it right now, but you know, for those of you that are really big into the sniping, you got to be excited about that. Hopefully it's a little bit more powerful, and it's an interesting and really fun bolt action to play with, because me personally, I'm not really a fan of some of the bolt actions in here, so more variety is definitely a good thing. Alright, I'm going to stop it before the clip this time. Coming up, I really feel that they wanted this little, I don't even know, like 6-7 second clip to show you just how destructible this environment is. Yes, it's small maps. It's got a lot of cover to offer, and I know a lot of you guys are thinking that sucks because it's going to be hard to get to people that might be camping and so on and so forth. But this clip definitively shows that just because there's a lot of cover does not mean that it is permanent cover. If you've got people that are camping, without a doubt, unfortunately, it could be good or bad. Explosives are going to play a huge role in these maps. You might need to, in some cases, I'm just saying it's probably going to be rare, extreme cases, really rely on explosives like M320s or RPGs or SMAWs to really blow open some walls and get to those people that are really camping. You saw it in a couple other clips, but I felt this was actually a really good spot to pause it. You can see down the bottom left, right at the base of the flag, we have a computer at one of the flag points. I don't know anything about Conquest Domination right now. I have a feeling it's as obvious as it seems. It's going to be a cross between Conquest and Rush, where you can capture all your flag points, but in order to do that, instead of just sitting on it and going through the whole time process, you probably have to arm, if you will, that computer. That will reward you with the capture on that specific flag point. That's just speculation on my part. I have no idea. It's my best guess. I could definitely see it being that, but don't be surprised if it's not. It really could be anything. With this screen cap, we can see that there's even more playable area downstairs in the lower level. I mean, this could be even on the first level. It's hard to tell, but I have a good feeling this could be in the basement, which really gives you, a further idea of just how big the overall playable area within the small outer boundary area is going to be. Again, these maps, they're definitely pushing vertical gameplay. I know I keep saying it, I'm a broken record, but I want to get that point across to you guys. Yes, outside, overall border could be very, very tight. However, overall total gameplay given over several levels, these maps could actually play pretty big. With this last screen cap, I just wanted to show, even though these maps are really small, I think that they're going to have a lot of points of access. This one clip stood out to me because they're all fighting in this one room, and then the room that the enemy is holding has multiple entries. For all we know, there actually could be another entry just off to the right. So the room that the enemies are actually holding up in right now has 3 separate points of access, or entryways. So yes, small maps, however, I think they're going to make up for it by not making it so easy to lock down an area. It will require great teamwork to be able to hold down any area for a while, because there's way too many directions that you have to watch to hold the enemy back. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this breakdown for Donya Fortress. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything else you want to discuss, I can definitely break it down in another video. We can handle it a little differently, maybe not so formal. Leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think. If you want to just watch the regular trailer for this, I'll put a description to a Pixel Enemy video down below. As for me personally, I'm getting really excited about this. I'm definitely an objective player, we always are, but I also really like games like Team Deathmatch, where it's just, thoughtless, thrashing gameplay. You don't have to worry about an objective, you just kill. You get as many kills as you can, it's all gun on gun, and it's very fast, and I like that. It's a good change of pace. And I think this map pack, while it's definitely not your traditional Battlefield feel to it, is going to be a nice change of pace, so that it's not just always try hard, gotta play the objective all the time, and it's not just strictly TDM. Variety is always really good, guys, and don't forget there's more DLC coming down the pipeline, which is going to really focus back on what Battlefield 3 or Battlefield itself is synonymous with having just huge playable areas. But I'm liking what this close quarters combat stuff is going to bring to us. It's going to bring a much more condensed map, again, just outside, but it's going to be a much more vertical map. It's going to be strictly vertical. There's not going to be much linear gameplay. It's all going to be about levels. And remember, the key thing when it comes to playing vertical gameplay, you want the elevated position. Keep that in mind when it comes time to start playing on these close quarters maps. Elevated position always wins. Maybe not that certain, but me personally, I really think that anyone that can hold the elevated position, it's almost impossible to get that team out when you're not in the elevated position, because all they have to do is duck and they're behind cover. Everyone on the ground, their opportunities for cover shrinks considerably. Just keep that in mind. Those are my thoughts. Simply put, I'm excited for this. Let me know what you guys think. This is Snoof603 for Shustybang. Catch you guys later.
Hey guys, check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/fakethriller and twitter.com/snoof603.